every year since 1950, the birth of F1 has held the Italian Grand Prix. We're now here, Skip, 71 years later, and we're back at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Welcome along to round 14 here for Tier 2. And it's looking a bit of a cloudy one already. You've got the usual three-tire compounds, the soft, medium, and hard, C4, C3, and C2. But by the look of the conditions, there might be a chance of the intermediates and wets. My name is Miniko, and alongside me, who has actually just come back, is Redeemer. Now, I don't know how you feel, but I am excited for how this is going to go. What are you expecting?
Well, first thoughts, seeing 20 cars on the grid, I believe the first time ever in Tier 2, I might lose my voice, especially after doing the 3-hour ACC race on Sunday. So, all excited to see what happens, with these guys and what they can do at Monza.
I want to talk about you losing your voice, considering what happened yesterday in Tier 4. I feel like I'm going to lose my voice after this, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right now, obviously, it is qualifying time, and there are a couple people already gambling for the C3 compound in the medium, one of them being, of course, TTM Heatwave in the AlphaTauri. And like you said before, it is a full grid, and it's been a very long time since Tier 2 has had a full grid. So hopefully we can see something exciting, something enthralling in this race. Oh, you saw that too. Heatwave getting a little bit on that curb, and the car is starting to unsettle. I want to mention there is, I think, at least one new name, or at least one that I could definitely recall, and it is the Red Bull of Ritzy. Last season's Tier 2 championship winner is back racing once again, and here he is in the Red Bull as a reserve. And he's about to get his debut going on. Let's see what he can do here at Monza. And let's see where he can qualify for the first time since Brazil of Season 6.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, Ritzy, obviously, he and I have a history from Season 4, I believe it was. Back in 2019, Tier 2 with Skippy and Maverick. Back in the good old days when I was actually mega slow. But like I thought about that though, is I am still slow in Tier 4, so on board with Heatwave, who is the first car, also on the mediums, like you had mentioned. Closely followed behind is Tweaking, and I believe that is Calzone's Ed. I believe that is a new name in Tier 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that either. Ed is also reserving for today in the Mercedes, so we'll see what he can do. Obviously, he's had plenty of moments in Realistic, and while he is here in Tier 2, let's see what he can do here at Monza as well. But going with Heatwave through the final corner, turn 11, Parabolica. Well, I would say nice and easy, but it was very squirrely indeed. But what's the time everyone's got to beat? It's a 121.7. Tweaking immediately beats that with a 120.5. Yeah, and Calzone with a 121.0.
Next is going to be one of the only Ritzy up to P4. Aston, he's one to watch out for in the Aston Martin boys. They're pretty deadly.
They could. Yeah, they could be the ones to watch out for. Masterplane currently sitting on provisional pole.
Silkweaver, or not Silkweaver, excuse me, No Limit around in Parabolic on the exit. No wing damage
Looks like
for
he's
him,
managed to keep it running.
Yep.
And so he'll be able to continue on. Sweller's team, championship leader, currently now in P3 for qualifying. Let's go over to the championship standings, and Sweller's team leading the championship with 219 points, 27 ahead of the Red Bull of BRL Wraith, and that is basically a race win. He's going to need more than a race win in order to catch that. So whatever happens, Sweller will still be the championship leader. Then further back, you've got the Aston Martin, as mentioned before, of Botch Gerbil in P3. Toneless Death not too far behind in P4. Then No Limit rounding off the top 5 with 90 points. Let's see if he's able to make a charge.
Ooh.
But right now, he doesn't have a time.
This is actually looking like a decent lap. This is a yellow flag from the Haas, I believe, of the Biz. Staying out of the way. No, that's his teammate of Ryan. On board with Ryan, I want to say that's correctly. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing some of these names wrong, because there's a lot of new faces in the Williams coming around Pelavaca. He's going to Parabolica, taking the shortest line to the line. He's going to go P3 with a 27, or with the 20.7, excuse me.
Yeah, so very decent line, that very decent time. That'll put him up to the second row, P3. I noticed the Hurricane went up to P7. Oh, and there's a board that has just been completely smashed up at the first chicane. Not sure who that been. That might have been the Williams of Veyron, so he's deciding that corners are overrated.
I was on board with Ryan, and he was not. It didn't look like he took out the boards, but I could be wrong. As around.
What has gone on there?
I wonder if he went fighting with Mercedes.
Not sure, but Ed has been spun round. He manages to keep it going, as does Veyron.
Into P1 in front of his teammate.
Ooh. Yes, indeed. It's an Aston Martin front row. It's looking good.
Another yellow flag.
At turn 1.
That's just turn 1 to buckle. Who was that coming across the line? Was that Ritzy? Let's just improving to P9 with the 21-1.
On the medium compound, still, actually. So he is the highest medium runner as it stands. But he's got 3 laps on them.
Yeah,
so
Ryan
either these are bankers or not. I'm not sure.
P11 is actually doing another lap on these mediums.
Interesting. So he's just deciding to, I would say, run laps, because maybe he hasn't done practice. Who knows? But he is going to go on another lap. The next person to cross the line, I said it was going to be a Mercedes. I take that back. It's going to be Matt Silva in the Alpine. He's going to start his first flying lap, followed closely behind by Toneless Death, who's on the medium compound of tires. So we'll have to see what he can do. The highest medium runner, as I said, BRL Ritzy with a 121.1. That might be a hard time to beat. We'll have to wait and see. Next person to cross the line, I am honestly not sure. There's a bunch of cars going. It was a McLaren.
And then Groggy, and then a
Roscoe.
Mercedes of Calzoner, who is starting his lap, and then an AlphaTauri of Heatwave. There's a yellow flag. Is that for Stokeweaver?
I'm not entirely sure. It looks to be so as he goes into the pits, as does Ritzy very closely behind. And they are going to go on, possibly onto a new set of soft compounded tire. We'll just have to wait and see. But right now, only 5 drivers have yet to set a lap time out of 20. I'm still kind of surprised by that.
Matt
Coming
Silva
to the halfway
is purple
point.
sector 2. I don't know if Cody's is lying to us. Sorry to cut you off, sir, but as the other Alpine of Groggy went wide on turn 4 and 5, that tricky hairpin, the chicane, maybe you just missed it. Anyways, on board with Matt Silva, coming out of Parabolica. See if he keeps this nice and tidy. He does. Shortest way through the line. He's going to jump up to P5. Toneless Death is next. Toneless is going to jump to P11 right behind Ritzy. I don't know who is next.
I think that was the Williams of Radicus starting his flying lap on the medium compound tire again.
Nolan is going to jump
very interesting.
P9.
P9. It's very interesting what's going on right now, though. Because obviously the
Calzoner
top 10
goes to
all have
P4.
soft comp. Oh.
And then
Good luck with the Aston Martin. And TTM Heatwave, he's abandoned the alternate strategy that he's very well known for, and he has put it up onto provisional pole with a 120.1. That's just over 2 tenths ahead of the Aston Martin of Botch Durable. That is a very impressive lap time.
Yeah, Radicus is on the medium compounds coming into the second Lesmo. At a little bit of a moment on the exit of the first Lesmo, as that is a Mercedes off of Calzoner. Purple
Going
sector
over with
1.
Radicus. Radicus just going through a score. He gets really squirrely. Oh, and he hits the curb. Oh, 2 good saves in the space of 2 corners. He has managed to keep that going and not invalidating, I want to mention. I don't know how he's managed that, but I mean, well done to the Williams, as he's now going to go around the final corner, and he nearly loses it again. The rear of that Williams not looking nice to him at all, and he goes to P17 with a 122.6.
Wraith was just going through Parabolica, and he went really wide on exit of the first left-hander, and then just got all bent out of shape.
Yeah, obviously, Wraith, he's very known for his pole positions, as well. Wraith, in tier 2, he has a total of 8 pole positions, so he is definitely the man to watch out for in qualifying, but he's the only man yet to set a lap time, which is very surprising if I'm being honest.
He's going to overshoot turn 1.
Misses a braking point. Not been smooth sailing for the Red Bull. He's going to need to set a lap time, or else he will start last in this Grand Prix, and that's not what he wants if he wants to catch the Alfa Romeo of Sweller for the championship, as he actually
he's going to
cuts
improve
the chicane.
to P1.
Ooh.
Butch Gerbil is also
Marginally.
on the lap. Yep.
Marginally ahead of TTM Heatwave, just over 200s between the two. It is still very close for pole position, and Masterplane looking set to take that as of now, but we still have to wait, as everyone, I would assume, is now going on to the soft compounded tire, and just by going over to the tires, I am 100% right on that, except for one lonesome wolf of Radicus, who's still on the mediums, but I would assume he's on an in-lap, as I think he's run out of fuel.
Gerbil actually might get a helping here from both of the Red Bulls.
Ooh.
As he's coming into Parabolica, and he was 2.5 tenths up on his time. Keeps it nice and tidy on entry, on exit. He's going to cut the chicane corner. At the very end, he is going to drop the P1 with the 20 flat.
And once again, the Aston Martin's back on the front row. Botch Gerbil leading Masterplane with a 120.0, as you said, just under a tenth between the top 3. Actually, it is very close at the top. And well, near the end of qualifying, who knows what the lap times are gonna be like? How close is it gonna be at the top down to the bottom? I mean, obviously right now it's looking like 5 seconds, but Roscoe hasn't really set a good lap time yet. There's still plenty of time to go. So I think he's actually on a lap time now, if I'm not mistaken.
And going through turn, I just validated on the exit of the second Lesmo. I don't think. I wonder if he's fighting the setup right now. They're just riding on board with
and Roscoe spun.
Ooh, that's not good.
He spun off at the final corner, Parabolica. I'm not sure what's happened there. Maybe he hit the curb on the inside, but that has ruined his lap time, and he comes back into the pits, unsurprisingly, putting on a new set of softs. I would not be surprised if he does. And right now, currently P19, not what the AlphaTauri wants. And neither does the Red Bull want, as he's down in P20 as Wraith. This is gonna. Ooh. What's happened to Groggy?
Save it.
Oh!
Attaboy. Mistake foot. Yeah, he was
managing to stay out of the wall there.
He was 6 tenths up into Parabolic or Ascari, and just completely cut the part of the chicane. So that's why I said that.
Okay, hang on. I'm seeing a bit of activity going on in chat right now. And BRL Maverick, one of the owners, has just gifted 5 subs to all the viewers. Well, 5 viewers. KX Rizma, Master MSTRS, Biggles, Skeppy, and Almighty Twig. Tier 1 subs to those 5. And well, have fun, needless to say, and thank you, Maverick.
Yeah, Heatwave is 0.06 of a second up on his time through sector 1, went through 4 and 5 very nicely. It's a tricky little chicane, if I do say so myself. Into the first Lesmo, he takes that nice and easy. Into the second Lesmo, he's going to cut the corner a little bit. On exit, he's going to smash the DRS sign on my end, but he did not on the game. So, beautiful glitch there from Codemasters. Through the second sector, he is down 1/10 on his time through his car to see if he can pick any of that time back up. And he's going to run wide. He's going to stay valid? Question mark. I saw 4 rolls off the track, did you?
Yeah, I 100% saw that. He was way off the track. Still managed to keep it valid. Maybe he left it. Maybe he lifted. I don't know. But he goes into the pits unsurprisingly, so he knows that he's not going to be able to improve his lap time. Just under 3 minutes left of qualifying to go. It's still the Aston Martin 1-2 Heatwave, known for the alternative strategy, not going for it. Currently landing up at P3, Ryan Hurricane in 4th ahead of Sweller, rounding off the top 5. Still only one person that has yet to set a lap time, and that is BRL Wraith in the Red Bull. We'll see, can he set a lap time? And the question is, where will it be?
Since we have a slight break in the action, did you know, and I don't know, I have to fact check myself on this, that today is actually Elvis Presley's birthday?
Oh, is it?
I believe. Then again, I could be wrong.
I did not know that.
Just a little fun fact, you know, for little stream entertainment.
Well, I'll probably have to research that after this qualifying. It looks like a lot of people are on outlaps.
Look at the debacle into turn 1. Look at all the cars. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. It is definitely a rush, and Ritzy is the first one to start his flying lap going through turn 1 and 2. If the train doesn't get a move on, he could possibly be caught up in this. We're going to go on board with him through Curva Grande, which is an easy flat corner for most F1 cars and just cars in general. And he's a 10th up on his lap time, purple sector 1. I'm not sure if that's true or not. We'll have to wait and see. He keeps it nice and tidy, not hitting the curbs at the turn 4 and 5. Through Lesmo 1, does he keep it valid? Yes, safely valid, actually. Now through the second Lesmo. It's nicely on the curb, and oh, the traffic is right there. They're going to have to get out of the way, and Ritzy might be using a bit of tow. No, he's not. He's not going to be using the tow. Where is he? He's 2/10, just over 2/10 up on his lap time. Little bit of a weird moment on board with him into Ascari, but he keeps it nice and easy through there, not hitting the curbs. Now blasting down the straight, down to the final corner, the famous Parabolica. Does he manage to keep it valid through the exit of this corner? Yes, he does. Safely valid. It's looking like a good lap for the Red Bull. Where is it going to put him? P5. And tweaking went up to P4, I noticed. So the lap times are starting to ramp up.
Yeah, on board with the McLarens as they are safely going to get to the line. The last 2 cars, I believe. Oh, I take the back. Bosch Gerbil
Mayron moves up to P5
going to get to
in the
the line in
Williams.
time. So Bosch Gerbil is going to be the last one across the line. I don't know who the first one is that's going to cross the line. I believe Wraith is going to come up to the line. He's the lap valid. He's only 11th.
P11.
It's Groggy goes from 18th to 17th, I believe. Next is going to be DeBiz, and he's not going to improve. So I believe it's Radicus who's just going to completely cut that part of the track. Okay. On board. Okay, master plan is invalidated. Who's the next one? I believe Peking is going to cut the chicane. Okay, boys, this is not how we race. All right, let's go on board with Roscoe.
Yeah, Roscoe. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, there we go.
Kept it valid,
going down the main straight, getting a little bit of a
person.
tow. Ooh, got a little bit of a tow from the Williams behind. Going through Parabolica. Now the lap times are about to show if they can keep it valid at least. Roscoe's going to be the first one to set a lap time. Where does he go up to? Only P13 for the AlphaTauri. That is not what he would have wanted. Next person to cross the line, I think, is going to be Ritzy. No, he doesn't. Actually, a bunch of people are going into the pits, except for the Mercedes of Calzone. Moves up to P11. Oh, and that's a huge crash from Ed Tarania, and he has crashed at the exit of Ascari, and that is his qualifying done and dusted. Everyone not entirely getting amazing lap times, really. Unless TTM Heatwave, right as I say it, and then Bosch Gerbil, 1 millisecond, takes pole position.
That one in the history books.
1 millisecond, the difference between first and second. That is absolutely incredible. That could possibly be a battle to watch out for, but it is going to be Bosch Gerbil on pole position, TTM Heatwave in P2, and then the other Aston Martin of Master Plane lining up third, and that is your top 3, tweaking in P4 ahead of Veyron. Ritzy lining up P6 on his debut. Ryan Hurricane in P7, Sweller P8, Mozzie P9, Ed Tarania rounding off the top 10. That is one heck of a margin.
I have been pinged.
Oh yeah, I get pinged a lot.
Oh no, it was just from Catcher. Catcher, I miss you. I love
Oh.
you. Keep your head up. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's
And
gonna
I'm
be.
just being told by Pete, the man who lines up P2, that is a dry race. So there will not be the chance of intermediate or wet conditions. So everyone is most likely going to start on the soft compounded tire unless we have a gambler. But it's Botch Gerbil on pole position ahead of Heatwave by a single millisecond. Master Plane P3 had a tweaking. That's Veyron, Ritzy, Ryan Hurricane, Sweller, Mozzie, Ed Taronia. Then it's Calzone, No Limit, Wraith, the lowly P13 ahead of Toneless, Roscoe, Silva, Silkweaver, Groggy, DeBees, Radicus, rounding off our 20 drivers.
So,
obviously,
out of the top 20, or the bottom half of the grid, as you are now online on my Xbox, pretty sure you've been online for a couple of hours now, so.
Oh, I have.
I don't know what Xbox is on.
Drugs.
I'm going to actually fact check myself.
Just to confirm this right here, that is Botch Gerbil's third pole position of the season. As of right now, he is level with wins as he is on poles. So that is I would say an equal record, perfectly balanced for the Aston Martin. We'll see what he can do lining up P1. Obviously, everyone in the top 10 going through the strategy is going to be on the soft compounded tire, as that is the tire they qualify on. It's really the bottom 10. I'm surprised I'm saying bottom 10 rather than like bottom 2. That will have a free choice of tires. Yeah, tier 4 numbers is like always 15 or higher. Always. Yep. And I love seeing it. But this is tier 2, and well, a full grid is like unheard
so
of,
I know it's early. But obviously, you know, guys, to keep your eye on it, it's going to be the 2 Alpine drivers and Heatwave. And then outside the top 10, you know, I'm going to keep Wraith on the mediums.
Ooh. Alternate strategy for the Red Bull.
Yeah, so there's only 4 guys. If I pull it up real quick, there's only 4 guys on the mediums. So it's the Biz, Silkweaver, Matt Silva, and Wraith on the mediums in the bottom half of the grid. Everyone else is on the soft compounded tires.
They could possibly be betting on a late race safety car if that's the case, or if not, they'll just be able to stick close to the front pack, and then by the time they go on the softs, they'll just cut through the field. We'll just have to wait and find out. And Silkweaver's already been disqualified.
What happened?
Oh, and he's on a medium compounded tire too, so cold medium compounds.
I was just saying, we leave that to Carbon. That's his job. Carbon, I love you if you're watching this stream.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Nothing, because you're counting my spins, you jerk.
Hey man, you put it on yourself.
Yeah,
that
but I was
me.
being sarcastic when I said it. Okay, you know what? I didn't think you'd take it too literal.
It was a risk that you took.
Yeah, whatever.
It was a risk, needless to say.
I know my spin counter went up once last night because it took lap 1, so that's fine.
Well, I'm not entirely sure about that, to be honest. Like, it was weird, all that. Like, because obviously from your end it was contact. But I don't know.
On the stream,
like,
it was...
Yeah, from the stream end, it just looked like you spun. So I don't know. You know what?
We're going to put it as a questionable spin.
I'll be nice, and I won't count it.
Well, to be honest, I did
nice
spin a couple of times when you weren't paying attention, so... we'll just have one for now.
Alright then, so you won't get like 15. Got it.
God damn it.
Right, we're now about to line up on the grid now, so
I did
good way to waste
myself,
time. Nice.
And I was right. It is Elvis Presley's birthday today, who was born in 1935.
Wow. So if my math is correct, he'd be 87?
I can't quick math.
I think it's 87. Yeah, thinking about it, if he was born in 1935, go to 2035 minus
67.
13, that'd be 2022. So yes, 87.
I said 67. Wait, 2022
67, are you okay?
1935. Yeah, it says 67.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, we're about to line up on the grid, and Radicus is going to be the last of the runners lining up in P20 full race grid. Well, we're going to wait for what kind of excitement we're going to get here tonight as the 5 red lights go on. And it's lights out, and away we go. A decent start from Botch Durable. Heatwave bogging down a little bit, so now they're nearly going 3 wide down into turn 1, but Botch Durable looking like he has a clear way, but the other Aston Martin is running around the outside, but it hasn't worked out. Contact further at the back, and then Botch Durable manages to come out in front ahead of Heatwave. Then it's Ritzy. There's a bunch of commotion going on in the back. What is happening? To everyone further back. Okay, this looks like the scenes of Monza qualifying back in 2019, but they're all managing to get that sorted. But it's Botch Durable from Heatwave, Ritzy up to P3, and Bayron's actually making a move on Ed, in which he's actually about to lose a place to No Limit, as he's actually ghosted between another car. And No Limit manages to get ahead as a move for P8, as we have a yellow flag for the back. Is that for Calzone? No, it's for Matt Silva, actually. What's happened to the Alpine? He has fallen down to P20, actually, and Calzone doesn't have a front wing.
Yeah.
So the Mercedes doesn't have a front wing, and he's going to have to pit lap 1. Meanwhile, bit of a position change further ahead, and Wraith has gotten ahead of Ed. Actually, Ed has just joined the session, so he's actually disconnected. Bayron moves up to P5 ahead of Tweaking. There's a battle going on through Parabolica and Masterplane trying to make a move on Ritzy, but it's just nothing done yet. Lap 1 complete. Botch Durable ahead of TTM Heatwave, but the battle for P3 is still going on as Ritzy and Masterplane going wheel to wheel down into turn 1. Ritzy has the inside. Masterplane trying to go around the outside. Ritzy just managing to cover it off and will stay in P3. Meanwhile, No Limit and Wraith are going at it and through turns 1 and 2. No Limit with the outside, getting the better traction in relation to Wraith, and will stay in P5. But Wraith, I want to mention, P6 on mediums for P13. What a start he's had.
Yeah, but Radicus
we have
also
a
from
bunch
P20.
of people in the pits.
Yeah, Radicus from P20 to P7 in a lap. Wraith is going to go wide on exit of turn 5. It's going to give Radicus a position. Does that get car flying off in the background? That was Silkweaver. What? Never mind, that was a glitch, I think.
Possibly lagging. We had a bunch of people into the pits from Veyron down. So that is 6 drivers that have had to pit lap 1. Yeah, Sweller is down there as well, the championship leader. So far it's looking good for Wraith, but there's still a long way to go. Silkweaver nearly looking for a move. Meanwhile, there's a position change further up ahead, and Masterplane has gotten ahead of Ritzy. The battle for P3, and Masterplane coming out on top. But down out of through the exit of Parabolica, Botch Durable still leading the wave, and Heatwave not too far behind. Ritzy is faultless. Yeah, meanwhile for P3, Ritzy is gaining slowly on Masterplane through to turn 1. He's going to just stay behind and is not going to make the move, so he'll slot in P4 for now.
Oh, we got a nice juicy battle for P11 and P10, and Silkweaver's going to send it down the inside to turn 1. Thought about making the move. Is there around? That is.
Oh, Radicus is around. What's happened to the Williams? He has fallen back all the way down to P14. Was that contact or possibly just him losing traction? I don't know, but he's going to have to make up 1.9 seconds to get back into this train. DRS has been enabled this lap, and something's happened to Heatwave. I don't know what's happened to Heatwave, but he has lost touch of Botch Durable, is now under pressure from Masterplane behind. And now Masterplane with the DRS. There's a yellow flag for the back. I think that's for an Alpine. Yes, it is. Groggy has spun off at the first Lesmo. Masterplane not able to make a move on TTM Heatwave just yet. Now, Heatwave might have made a mistake somewhere, and now the battle for the lead, not really a battle anymore, as Botch Durable is now hit by 2.3, and Masterplane turning around the outside through Parabolica. That's a bold move if he can possibly try and make that stick. The Heatwave with the inside, covering it off, and Ryan Hurricane is actually retired, and that is a virtual safety car. So it's not a full course, but it's a virtual. Oh, it actually changes to a full course safety car. Never mind.
Ooh. Curveball. Ooh,
huge curveball. That is gonna. Ooh.
Groggy is gonna pit as well. this may benefit the guys that pit, like Tweaking, Veyron, Speller, Calzoner, and Matt. So, you know, this can benefit everybody.
Roscoe, medium compounded tire for the AlphaTauri. Same thing for Groggy. He's going on to a fresh set of mediums. And like I said, yeah, Tweaking, Veyron, and everyone else. Crucially, Sweller is back into this fight as well. Remember, he's down in P17 right now. He's going to catch up to the back of this train. But actually, something I want to note is that Botch Durable didn't hit the safety car. So he still has a full lap to negotiate without a safety car.
Yeah, because he was way past the start-finish line when the safety car came out. Excuse me.
The question is, what do the soft runners do?
I mean, it's a toss-up either way you look at it, because either they stay L, it's going to hurt them in the long run, because, you know, you got Wraith in P6, the Biz in P8 on mediums, the Silkweaver in 11th, and then everyone else is on...
Botch Turble's in.
Heatwave is in, Masterplan stays L, Ritzy stays L, No Limit. He is going to stay L.
I would not be surprised.
Ray stays out.
I would not be surprised.
Torona stays out. Toma stays out. Mozzie stays out. And Radicus comes.
It's only two people. I'll make that three, because Radicus, yeah. So three people are the only ones to take a gamble and to pit under this safety car. That is interesting.
I mean, they'll make it to the end, because you figure they gotta do another lap, because look where Matt Silva is on the track map.
He's all the way going. It's almost a lap down, nearly.
He also did pit too, as well, so he is on the hards.
Sweller pit as well.
So like,
and so did Veyron.
Stream is going to come in for another set of mediums to ensure that he can go to the end. And Veyron
I think that is also medium compound for Veyron.
The mediums, yep.
So they're getting rid. So Veyron getting rid of the hard compound that he first went on is now going to go on to a much better compound, the medium. So there's a lot of factors to watch out here for, which is obviously what are the top 9 going to do? Because all of them haven't pitted. Wraith, the Bees, and Silkweaver, they obviously didn't pit due to the fact that they're on the mediums. But the question that's really, like the rising question really, is everyone on the softs, specifically Masterplane and Ritzy, because they were battling at the front.
Yeah, and then you have the Olympic here as well, who was a really good competitor. Ed, which I really...
A fierce competitor, I would say.
Yeah. And then there's Ed, which, like you said, he's in realistic. I haven't seen much of him here in Tier 2. I forget who is Calzoner's teammate. Gold Carnival, that's who it is. Is normally in the other Mercedes, who is not able to join us tonight.
Actually, no, it's Holy Cowl.
Is it Holy Cowl?
Yep. I just
Why didn't I think Gold Carnival then?
Unless the team roster has just changed out of nowhere, but Cold Carnival wasn't able to make it. I don't know.
I remember the name though. Like that's just.
Who knows?
Now you're making me
just
think.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, there's steamrolling out of my ears.
Needless to say is that.
I'm gonna look this up on the roster. Hang on. Let me do this real quick.
I just looked at the team roster. That's how I figured it out.
Oh, okay. Then I won't do that because you did it before me.
Yes, I have it pulled up on my laptop. You think I wouldn't have thought of this ahead of time?
I mean, okay. It's my first time commentating with you. Okay, don't give me too much shit.
I mean, yeah, true, but I mean, hey, expect the unexpected sometimes.
Yeah, see, I don't do that.
That explains a lot, actually. Take that how you will.
Yep.
I don't care. Just needless to say.
Catcher, if you're watching stream, I miss you. Come back next week, please.
She'll be back next week, for sure. Well, obviously, hopefully. And we'll see if she can get her Xbox sorted. If Wraith has actually left the session.
Boy, get back in here.
You can invite him back, that'd be great. Yeah, get him back.
Game. I keep on inviting the party because I'm so used to hitting invite to party as the safety car. Oh, safety car's not in this up. Okay.
No. Yep.
I thought
Wraith.
safety car was in for a second because of the gap, so...
So Wraith is going to be one to watch out for sure.
Yeah.
5 race wins this season, 8 pole positions. He has definitely shown his speed. We'll have to see, what can he do? He's on the medium compounded tire. Everyone in front of him on the softs. If he's able to stay in contention with the top 3, he could possibly have a contention for the win if there's another safety car. Yeah, he is in the pits and will most likely go on to a set of mediums, and he has. So everyone in the top 8 rather than the top 9. Possibly getting off the hards. And I can confirm that, because he's going on to the mediums.
I'm scratching my brain right now.
Not the first time you will.
No, that is true. We're doing that a lot this season.
You know what I just find funny, though? I just watched the safety car go over the curb. Let's have an F1 car do that. I want to see someone go airborne. It happened in Tier 3. It happened in Formula 2. I want to see more of it. Come on, somebody go airborne, please.
I almost did it in Tier 4 last night, but I wasn't on stream at all. Unless it was qualities. So. I literally watched qualifying and lap 1, and then I just turned it off. Like, yeah, I'm not watching it no more.
Damn, okay.
Safety car is in this lap. Regardless, Matt Silk is not going to be joining us as of yet. He will momentarily. Master Plate now becomes your effective. Driving. Yeah, Master Plate is now your effective safety car.
He's staying rather close though to the safety car. There's not much of a distance unless he's going to start backing up a little bit. But he doesn't want to do anything erratic, such as accelerating and braking. Bit of a lag moment there for Silk Weaver behind. But obviously that wasn't a collision. I thought he was going to go into the wall there, but I was wrong.
Itching, ready to get this race going again.
Oh.
Master Plane is waiting. He's waiting.
Close between the two, and Master Plane's gone.
He didn't quite get the jump on Ritzy.
Look at Wraith, though. He's got the jump on No Limit, but he's actually not going to use the ERS. He's going to slop behind for now as Ritzy having a look and diving down the inside on Master Plane down into turn 1. Not able to make the move, but that was bold for the Red Bull. Master Plane just able to cover it off, and that he will stay in P1, Ritzy P2, and there's a yellow flag. That is Calzone. He's spun off at turn 2.
Yeah,
possibly contact for him. As Toneless is falling down the order as well, overtaken by both Botch Gerbil and Silk Weaver. Remember, those people on the soft compounded tire, they have yet to pit. And this could possibly be the damage that it is doing. There's a yellow flag. Radicus is off.
Did he
is that a curb? Could possibly be a curb. I'm not entirely sure. Maverick putting a pog in the chat. This is definitely very pog, what's going on right now. Master Plane still leading the race ahead of Ritzy. No Limit. Then Wraith actually already a second behind as DeBees gets ahead of Silk Weaver. Through Ascari. That's a bold move. And TTM Heatwave gets ahead of Toneless as the battle for P9. So far, so good. Now Roscoe gets ahead of Toneless now. What is happening? What's happening to the Ferrari?
I don't think he has wing damage. Yeah, he doesn't have wing damage.
It's
this is going to get hairy. Botch Gerbil's on the inside.
Oh, I'm not liking the look at this.
Oh, they're going to go through one.
3 wide! 3 wide down into turn 1. Who's going to come out on top? There's contact. And Botch Gerbil making 2 moves before turn 1 and moves us up into P6. That is a beautiful move. And Silk Weaver spun. Whether that was contact, I'm not sure. He's hit the barrier. That could possibly be rear wing damage for the McLaren. Oh, and yeah, Ritzy is in the lead. What's happened to Master Plane? Or has Ritzy just overtaken him? But Ritzy now leads the Italian Grand Prix from Master Plane. DRS not available just yet, so Master Plane is not able to get ahead just yet. But he's got the better exit down to Ascari. He's not on the battery, however. He's going to have a look, though, through Ascari, but is going to back out and will have to slot behind. He's going to have to watch out, though, because the McLaren of No Limit is looking a little feisty right now, as he's around 5/10 behind, and he is gaining. Wraith is also starting to gain as well on the medium compounded tire. As Toneless death.
Roscoe.
That had been through Ascari. Again, Ascari looking like a favorite overtaking move. place, at least.
Ritzy's getting...
Bayron gets ahead of Groggy, and now there's a battle as Ritzy goes into the pits. That's going to lose him. He's going to go all the way down to P17, actually. Tweaking Calzone actually pit. So I think something to happen to them on the restart.
Around the outside of turn 1, he's going to break late. He's going to lock up. They're both going to make contact.
Oh, contact!
Ritzy's going to have a small sprint. He's going to save it. Heatwave is going to get that position into P6, who's lost a lot of time to Bosch Turbo, 2.2 seconds already.
The P is looking to dive in on the inside down into turn 4. It's just not late enough, and still going to have to stay behind Team Heatwave for P6 in this race. Masterplay Nuri building up a second on No Limit. That's exactly what he wanted. And Wraith now has the DRS on No Limit, and No Limit is under pressure now from the Red Bull in this race. You would assume that the soft compounded tire, they would start to pit around this lap, but we'll just have to wait and see what everyone else does as well. I don't really see a sign of a safety car unless someone absolutely bins it at the Scary, which wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. That's kind of a deadly corner.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really see too much of it in the Tier 4 race last night because it was wet race, so race 2 there was...
It just seemed easier to drive in the way, and Master Plane is in!
And to Ed as well.
And Ed.
But yeah,
Ed's on the meat.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
a lot
oh,
easier to drive the Scary away as Wraith is gaining on Nolan, who's ping-ponging back and forth across the track.
Possibly be a bit of lag there.
That is my... As there's a massive train, oh my goodness. All the way
yeah, there
from
is
the
quite a bit
Biz
of
down
train,
to Matt
but the
Silva.
B's down.
Yeah.
Yeah. For 5th down
But
to
almost
11th.
also right in the mix on the soft still. Whoa,
He
the
still has
Biz.
to pit in this race, however. Oh, what's happened?
He hit the curb.
Manages to stay ahead, though.
It was kind of neat to see the suspension actually of that car just kind of save itself.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to see Scalzone picked up that penalty. As told us is good luck for the move. He's gonna go run the outside before we get to Ascari.
That was a very easy move for the Ferrari.
Yep.
And remember, this is a home track for Ferrari. One Ferrari's down to P17, but the other one's making moves and in P5 for the time being, but he has yet to pit. Let's not forget. One thing I wanted to note, someone who has pitted, look at Botch Gerbil. He's at the P3, and No Limit goes into the pits now. So No Limit abandoning the sauce.
Brake is on the button
is
with
gonna
the
lose a lot of
DRS, and
positions.
Bob Sherble is not on the button with the DRS.
Possibly keeping it easy there, but for now, obviously Wraith on 11 lap old mediums. He has yet to pit, and we'll just have to see if there's possibly a late race safety car that'll help him. Toneless Death, interestingly, has not pitted yet either.
It's also interesting that you pointed out it is the home track for Ferrari, but it's also the home track for AlphaTauri. And as the business is
right.
flying across the curve again.
Didn't you learn your lesson the first time, bud?
Third time's the charm.
Oh, and he goes wide at Lesbo. That's possibly a warning.
What is going on?
Oh, Sweller gets past.
He just lost
Oh,
two
Veyron.
positions. Yeah. What if he just let him by? He just let him by. He's gonna let Groggy by.
Battle for P5 has now shifted a little bit. Toneless Death is up at the P4. Roscoe is now up to P5. And right now, AlphaTauri, home track, P3, P5. So far, so good. And actually, provisionally, P2 and P3.
Yeah, Wraith is just trying to get out of the DRS range of Botchable, and Botchable's still gonna have DRS with 8 tenths high gaining. Let's see what the Biz does. Swallow Stream is actually gaining on the Biz. He's gonna look on the outside, the inside, coming off turn 1. He's gonna brake. They're gonna brake at the same time. The Biz a little bit later on the brakes. They're gonna make a little bit of contact. A little love tap. Still love tap.
It was close. Nearly getting, I think he got into the gravel a little bit, but Sweller managing to stay ahead. Oh yes, where does Silva come from? He has now joined this battle. The battle for P6 going on right now. And he dives down the inside, down into turn 4. Caught, I think that was nearly contact between the two. I'm not entirely sure. And Matt Silva's now up into P6. Sweller down to P7. DeBees losing two positions. After all that, Ritzy makes a move on Silkweaver. That is the battle for P11 going on. And Tweaking gets ahead of Mozzie for P17.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute! Botch Durable has gotten past Wraith.
Yeah.
And Sweller's also gotten past Matt Silva as well.
What? That's a gap. What happened there?
I am
Master
not
Plan
sure.
gets a Silkweaver into a Scary.
Getting a bit on the curb there for the Aston Martin, but he gets the move done. He's now moved himself up into P12. Is going to try and chase after Ritzy for P11.
But Silkweaver early. He's not going to think of launching it down the inside. Oh, got really close to that rear.
Oh, but he got a bit wide. Oh! What's everything? He pits. Is that damage? That's damage for the Aston Martin, surely.
Oh, Matt Silva gets hit from behind the Biz. The Biz has wing damage, so one of the drivers that is not pitted yet is going to benefit from this, but it's also going to hurt him.
We'll just have to see how that pans out later on. I think the two McLarens have shifted. Interesting.
It's also going to make it from here, can't they?
I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, they could have made it. I think.
Don't
Don't put me on that,
P8 heating up as Groggy's gotten past the Bs. So
yeah,
Groggy's now moved himself up into P8.
So.
Oh, that's true. Hitting the back of Matt Silva.
Looking for the move on Thomas Death, who is in P4, is still not pitted yet.
He's probably betting on the safety car at this point.
Yeah. As Heatwave is actually gaining slowly on Wraith. And Botch Gerbil. Wraith is
That's crucial for his race.
Battery. That's something I never see in these tier 2 races.
Well, I mean, you want to save battery, but the one thing that Heatwave really doesn't have is battery right now. Is Toneless.
No, but I'm
said
saying,
he hasn't pitted yet. He's done it now.
Yeah,
Groggy's pitted as well. He's got a 5-second penalty. The Bees is in too.
Wind damage, I wonder.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And going back onto the medium. So these guys are making a weird strategy call. Curveball.
There it is. The Bees. You would assume. Well, I mean, consider the fact that Toneless Death did 14 laps on the sauce. You would figure they would go this long. Mozzie says the fastest out of the Grand Prix.
But you gotta also remember there was like 4 laps under safety car, so he didn't really use the whole tire.
Well, he also did a lap in quali.
Oh, there's the yellow flag in sector 1. What happened? What happened?
I think something happened to Tweaking.
Not the greatest of races for the Ferrari, like you were saying, one in 12th, the other in 18th. To see what they can do at the end of this race. Is Ritzy is going to get past Radicus.
Yep, Ritzy making moves in this race. Now is up into P7. Ed Trona gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's not under threat, though, from Toneless Death just yet. But Toneless Death, I would assume, is going to start to gain on that. And we'll just have to see how that pans out and if there's possibly a safety car that plays later on in this Grand Prix. Radicus, this is the closest battle going on right now is between Radicus and Ritzy. Radicus having the DRS on the Red Bull. He is gaining. He's not really using the battery, though, but is he possibly going to go for a dive on the inside into turn 1? No, he doesn't. He just stays behind. One thing to note, though, is that Wraith is still sticking nicely on the back of Botch Durable for P1, and he has yet to pit.
Yeah, that is something interesting to see. Is also Silkweaver is yet to pit. So those guys have yet to pit.
That is true.
For a late safety car, as Druggy's going to get past Calzona in turn 1.
Getting a bit on the curb, a little bit squirrely on the exit. But he gets the move done, and that is for P15. But
Heatwave is in the DRS of Wraith in P2.
Ooh. Things are starting to heat up now at the front. And this is going to help Heatwave as well to the fact he's in a battle. A lot of people have DRS as of
Oh,
right now.
Radicus, I just barely caught the tail end of that, sir.
And Wraith is now into the pits.
For the softs, let's see where he pops L. I'm assuming between the two McLarens.
It's going to be tight. We'll have to see, and we'll have to see as Matt Silva, Sweller, Roscoe, and now Rizzi have gotten past. Radicus has gotten past, and No Limit has gotten past. But Wraith is going to come out in P9, so he is still in the points. Watch out for him. As meanwhile, further back, Edgerona and Silkweaver going at it, and Edgerona gets ahead of Silkweaver for P10. But with that 3-second time penalty, he's going to have to pull a gap.
Yep, sorry, I'm just checking on football stats. Do not mind me, ladies and gentlemen, as Radicus is still chasing down Ritzy, but it's the final week. I got money on this stuff, bro.
Oh, there's a bit of a battle going on for P2. Calzone are getting ahead of Groggy, and DeBee's getting ahead of Groggy, and he actually nearly shoves him into the gravel there.
There's a
a
yellow
flag in Sector 2.
Oh, no,
Is that, who's that for? That's for Ritzy! Something happened! Something has happened to the Red Bull, and he's down from P6 down to P8. Oh yeah, he has joined that fight. Does he have damage is the question. No, yes he does! No, he doesn't. Never mind. I take that back. I thought he had damage. I could not see the right side end plate. Shadow's messing me up.
Did he have a moment? I wonder if Wraith is just gonna fly by. No, he's actually just
making sure he gets the DRS though.
The DRS, yeah. He's actually gonna run wide.
The two Red Bulls do not want to fight right now.
For Red Bull, I don't believe it is, as Ritzy is just too far back.
Wraith, however, gaining on No Limit. The battle for P7 is now going to start to heat up a little bit. No Limit lagging a little bit, and there's a bit of contact, shoves him wide, and he now gets up into P8. No Limit cuts the corner. There's a 5-second time penalty that might be removed though due to contact, but he gets ahead of Wraith, and now Wraith going to try and go around the outside through Curva Grande. He gets the move done and moves up into P7. That's a great move from Wraith.
Matt Silva rushed his way back up into P5.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Silva stream into P4. Well, Remus is now Heatwave. I'm just realizing Matt's playing is going to get past tweaking. Heatwave is in the DRS of Gerbil, but Heatwave does not have any ERS to play with.
Gerbil's around the same boat as well. 14% for the Aston Martin and 3% for the AlphaTauri. I think if Heatwave wants to get him, he's going to want to save that battery in the DRS. Going over to the position change though, and there are a lot of movers in this race. Roscoe is up 12 positions. Sweller is up 4. Matt Silva up 11. Radicus up 14 as Wraith sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix and is going to try and chase after Radicus, and he's already pulled a gap actually to No Limit behind, and No Limit is not within the DRS of Wraith, so Wraith is really showing pace now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the gap between himself and Bob Gerbil is 21 seconds, so he's got a lot of work if he wants to get this gap down. And
the win could possibly be out of reach, but we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe a late race safety car will change that. We'll just have to find out.
He's got the excellent run out of Ascari. He is now within 3/10 of Bosch Turbo ahead. Again, he does not have any ERS to play with.
Wraith gaining on the back of Radicus for P6, but is not able to do anything just yet. Go over to the lead. Yeah, it is now really close between the two. Heatwave now having the DRS on Bosch Gerbil. He is not on that battery, however. He's gaining a little bit, but it's not going to be enough as Gerbil was actually pulling away a bit on the straight.
It's interesting to see, even with Heatwave having DRS, he just pulls away from him as Wraith is going to look for the move. All over the back of him before the DRS line. Going to get the move done before they even hit turn 1.
Easy, simple, done. P6. Meanwhile, Ritzy and No Limit going at it. Ritzy on the inside into turn 1. And the move is complete for the Red Bull, and he moves this up into P8. No Limit, though, having a little bit of a look on the exit. and he's still on the back of Ritzy. He's draining all that ERS, but the lag is certainly not helping, as I don't really know where he is, but he's going to be too far back to make a move.
Yes, Heatwave is gaining on Boss Turbo coming into Ascari. Nothing he can do. He's just not going to get the greatest run out of Ascari. That's going to allow Boss Turbo to pull away. Going into Parabolic, he's going to be on the button. Heatwave, as I just said a lot of words really quickly. I'd never do that.
The power of a commentator is slowly coming to you.
I would say the power of the auctioneer.
Or that, yeah. I was about to say that, but you
Yep.
just took the words out of my mouth. Meanwhile, the battle for P1 is still going on. Heatwave is gaining on the Aston Martin once again, but I don't think it's going to meet a move just yet. No, it is not. He's going to have to stay behind. But one thing I want to note, look how much ERS Heatwave is saved.
Yeah. I want to say they're right about the same as Heatwave was on the button, just barely.
I'll just have to see if he is able, if he's really even able to get past lap 21 and 27. This race is going by super quickly. Wow. Another battle going on for, I think, would be P11, as Toneless Death is catching onto the back of Silk Weaver, and Calzone is into the pits, and he retires. Second retirement of the session, and it's Calzone. He's called his race, and he is done. Needless to say, 20 drivers. Really, if anything, the biggest surprise is not what's going on in the race. It's rather the attendance. But 20 drivers, 2 retirements, are still 18.
Yeah, Heatwave is still on the back of Boss Dribble, 5/10 down. Is he gonna be on the button, I wonder? No, he's just gonna use the DRS. Boss Dribble is not on the button either. I don't even think he's full throttle going down the straight. It's only said he's gonna get the move on. Silk Weaver, nope. Don't know what happened there. That could have been a timing glitch.
Or possibly getting a little loose. I don't know. I wasn't really on board with that, but Silk Weaver still staying ahead of the Ferrari
No Limit
for
is
the
going to look
time
for the
being.
move on the outside of Ritzy. He's going to get the move done. Ritzy's going to fight him back into the braking zone.
Ooh. We know how aggressive No Limit could be. Ritzy giving the same to No Limit. This could possibly be a great battle. They're going through Curva Grande. Round the outside is No Limit. Ritzy on the inside. No Limit is managing to just stay ahead. But Ritzy, trying to get back to this contact between the two. How Ritzy didn't crash, I don't know. He gets on the curb there, and No Limit gets on the curb as well. But Ritzy manages to get ahead and up into P8. He's going to try and chase after Radicus.
You know,
that was quite the battle between those two.
One thing I want to point out right now is there's one guy that has not hit yet.
Excuse me? What?
I'm being 100% serious.
Silk Weaver, what are you doing? Silk Weaver.
That voice
21 laps on this
someone
thing.
clip
This
that
isn't
after
interconditions. This isn't interconditions, my guy. This isn't tier 4. What are you doing? 21 laps, okay. He's sticking it out, and it's not entirely gone his way.
That was the greatest moment that I've captured since streaming. That voice crack.
Did not expect that at all. About to go down once again. No Limit on the back of Ritzy once more. No Limit on 2 lap pressure mediums. Going to try and go around the outside into turn 1. Ritzy braking late and keeping ahead. So Ritzy definitely playing the defensive maneuvers in this race. Theoretically, he doesn't have to. Yellow flag, and that's Masterplane. That is a full course safety car. Oh, how things have changed.
Ooh, this actually, what is the gap between Wraith and Dribble? It is 18.2 seconds. Dribble can pit and come out ahead.
Take the gamble.
If you are Wraith, do not pit.
Yeah. Because those softs can definitely make it to the end of this race. Boss Dribble, what does he do? Boss Dribble's in. Wraith is in.
He's gonna lock up hard. Wow.
What does Roscoe do in response?
He's going to stay out.
There we go.
Swella Stream. He's going to stay out. Matt Silva is going to come in. Ray thought about coming in. Is he actually going to jump the guys?
Yes, he is. Oh. Now, if I were Roscoe and Sweller right now, I'd be a little scared. Because Sweller, his championship leader, directly behind him for P2. And then after that,
It's the
he's got
championship rivals.
not even 3 people. He's got a bunch of people behind him on soft competitive tire. If he's not careful, he's going to get absolutely swallowed.
Silkweaver had damage and got held up in the pits by his teammate.
I bet this is what he was gambling for. A late race safety car. Well, he's definitely got it. And he hasn't, well, he's lost 4 positions in the process, but he is going to be on equal pegging in relation to everyone else. But how things are going to shape up on these last 2 laps, that I would guarantee Roscoe and Sweller staying out. Wraith also staying out, but he's on the softs. Then everyone behind
Mozzie stayed out as
has
well.
pitted. Yeah, except for Mozzie. I was just about to mention that. He has stayed out. Alfa Romeo 2nd and 7th, but that is most likely will change. But the question is how fast those soft runners are gonna get ahead of those mediums. And Wraith will be the one to watch out for. Same with Botch Durable, same with Heatwave in this race. It is all gonna kick off.
Definitely get your popcorn and get for them already, folks.
What was that?
Sweller Stream thought about throwing the dummy.
Ooh. Due to the fact that obviously the game will not go to the end for the safety car. The safety car will no doubt be in this lap, but we will have 2 laps left of racing. Looking over at chat, Axe saying, "Mikey, this is so not right." Well, this isn't the last lap. This is the last 2 laps.
Well, it's definitely...
And it felt like it's having championship implications.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. You know, like you said, you got Wraith on 7-lap old sauce, and then Gerbil and Heatwave. So it might be chaos. And some people might get mad. Some people are just, you know, they're gonna say a few choice words there, but we're gonna go with it.
Bailey, I was quoting the actual. I was quoting the actual quote. I know what he said, but I just wanted to quote the actual thing. So shush. All right.
Me.
Hey, I do not have
Mozzie.
dyslexia. How dare you? Oh, Mozzie, Radicus, Ritzy now have a 5-second time penalty, but Radicus now has 8 seconds. There's already things kicking off, and we're on the safety car, as the safety car will be in this lap.
I don't know who to watch. I don't know what I'm more excited for.
There's a lot of things to watch out for. Roscoe and Sweller, they're going to have to defend like crazy. Wraith is going to be one to watch out for. I can definitely guarantee that on the soft competitive tire. Botch Gerbil also to watch out for. Heatwave also to watch out for. Well, really everyone. And Mozzie as well, because he did not pit. But it is Roscoe's decision as to when they will go. 2 laps of racing. There will not be any DRS in this race, and he's already gone. And Sweller not really caught out by that. Wraith hasn't been caught out at all, and he's all over the back of the Alfa Romeo.
Look at the slipstream,
and he is
though.
gaining. Is he possibly going to go for a move? Down to turn 1. Yes, it does. Down on the inside, down into turn 1. Sweller trying to keep around the outside. There's contact between the two. Silkweaver has retired.
Turbo's
That
going
is
to
in
get the
pits.
run.
Yes, he does. And they're going 3 wide through Curva Grande. How will they manage to make this work? Botch Turbo managing to come out on top, but he's going wheel to wheel with Wraith. And Wraith is going to try around the outside in turn 4, through to turn 5, and he gets the move done. And Sweller is from P2 all the way down to P6 and possibly P7. They're going 3 wide for the back though, as Ritzy and Radicus are going at it. Ritzy managing to cover him off, and Mozzie losing out down to P9. Things are really going crazy now. Roscoe still leading this race, but he has 2 soft runners directly behind him, and Botch Gerbil is all over the back of Wraith.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see on what Wraith does against Gerbil and Roscoe, as Heatwave is also right in this mix.
Oh, they are gaining a lot.
As there's a yellow
on
flag
him.
that is tweaking. It was spawned in a Scary. Roscoe's going
More
to run
drama
wide
for the
on
Ferrari.
Parabolica. Wraith is going to get the exit.
Ritzy gets past
Wraith has
Sweller
used his
for
deployment
P6.
in that one lap. Let's see what he does. It's not.
Look at Boss Gerbil, though. Boss Gerbil is possibly having a look down the inside on Wraith, and he gets a move done, but Wraith looks for it, and there's contact between 4 drivers, and that has caused a lot of commotion. Roscoe cuts the corner, Wraith cuts the corner, Matt Silva is out of there, but he hits the wall. That is damage for the Alpine. I could not think of that. And Ritzy is now up into P4, but he has a 5-second time penalty. Heatwave and Wraith are going at it. Heatwave trying to go around the outside, gets on the curb, and there's contact between the two, and that's contact between Ritzy and I think that was Wraith. Yes, it was. Wraith is off, and that has caused a lot of commotion. Roscoe still leads ahead of Heatwave. Ritzy on the podium, but Sweller is still in this. He's still in P4, and Wraith from P2 down to P7. No limit now gets past Silva. What is going on?
I am scratching my head in utter confusion because
I'm the same. I am absolutely the same.
Matt
Monza
Silva
gets
is
3 seconds
out.
time penalty. He is out, and that is the 5th retiree of the session.
For the move
Roscoe.
on the outside of Parabolica on Sprilla Stream. He's going to break late. They're both going to go side by side.
Roscoe, though, is going to come across the line. And on track, he's going to win. Heatwave, though, is going to take it. Ritzy, no! Botch Gerbil wins the Italian Grand Prix. Sweller finishes in P2. Heatwave rounding off the podium. No limit in P4. Ahead of Toneless. Toneless has managed to grab P5. Veyron P6. The Bees P7. Ritzy P8. Roscoe from P1 down to P9. And Wraith finishing in P10, Radicus, Groggy, Mozzie, Ed, and Tweaking just missing out of the points. But what a last couple of laps that was.
I have no idea what just happened that last lap. I really don't.
I do not know either. I'm at a loss.
Like, I was scratching my head to no avail. Like,
I just don't have words.
Chat, help. I'm confused. Where's Catra? Catra, help. Catra, DM me.
I don't think even Catra can explain
I
what
know,
happened
that's
there.
the problem. Nonetheless, that was an amazing race. Tier 2 never disappoints.
I say bless Tweaking for figuring out results later. Yeah, he's gonna have a handful this next for this the rest of the week. But it's Botch Gerbil from the pole to the win.
I want to
very
commend
dramatic fashion.
the Biz from 19th to 7th.
Wow.
So we'll invite driver of the day, Heatwave, and Botch Gerbil.
And Sweller.
He does not have a microphone.
Oh, he doesn't? Aw, that's sad.
Actually, no, I believe if I remember, he doesn't know English very well. From what I've been told.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just from previous experiences between Catra and I. As there's a time I don't care about the Cowboys, I can put a hell. I didn't say that.
But here are the race results. Botch Gerbil started on pole, and after a chaotic last 2 laps, manages to win the Grand Prix. Sweller finishes in P2. P3 for Heatwave, once again another podium. No Limit finishing in P4 ahead of Toneless Death. Veyron in P6 ahead of DeBees. Ritzy on his debut. He was challenging for the win. He'll have to settle for P8. Roscoe in P9. Wraith rounding off the top 10 with the fastest lap. Radicus, Groggy, Mozzie, Ed, Tweaking, all finishing outside of the points. Matt Silva, Silkweaver, Masterplane, Calzone, and Ryan, the 5 DNFs of the session. Breath.
You didn't bring water with you, did you?
I need everything right now. I am at a loss. Oh boy. Okay. So
Well,
since Sweller is not going to be able to join us, we shall now immediately move on to interviews in this for this. But my English.
I was gonna say you should just take a breath. I'll handle driver of the day and P3.
Yeah, really. Actually, no. Driver of the day. Driver of the day.
The best.
Yes.
Pass.
Yes.
And
I know.
I was just making sure. Before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure your audio has been included. I have no idea why I said ladies. It is P19 to P7 for quality 2 of the race. Congratulations, and walk us through your race in the last few laps.
Yeah, thank you. I actually don't know how the hell I finished up on P7. I was P14 at the second safety car, and I thought I was going to be there like till the end. And I crossed, I think, P12 because some guys in front crashed, and because of the penalties, I finished up P7. So yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, great points for the team. I'm sure a lot of things are going to get worked out after the stewarding goes on. I know there's a couple guys with 5-second time penalty, so that definitely helps. But nonetheless, you got P7 for now. And Russia next week. Do you have any good thoughts about Russia, or is it one of the tracks you demise?
I don't know. I don't really like Russia, but I'll try it. Especially the track limit on the track really sucks. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but I hope it comes my way.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens next week, and nonetheless, congratulations on P7 and Driver of the Day.
Yeah, thank you.
And now we'll move on
congratulations to you on a great comeback. I'll let you take it, Redeemer. But Greg, congratulations on a great race from you, and, well, needless to say, a chaotic one. And Driver of the Day, very well deserved. And now we shall move on to P3, which is Heatwave. Redeemer, take it away.
As you cut me off, you jerk. Nonetheless,
hey man,
congratulations.
I wanted to say congrats.
Yeah, congratulations to Heatwave, P3. Quite an interesting race, if I have to say so for myself. Your thoughts?
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week.
Favor not hello.
Hello. All right.
There we go. Hi. Hello.
All right.
How you doing?
Did you not have a mic or something?
I just don't know where to start.
I think we're all under the same boat.
So yeah, the qualifying kind of pissed me off 1,000th of a second. Along the race, it was just a two-horse battle between me and Gerbil. I have to say congratulations to him because, man, did he have pace. At the end of the race, it's gonna be controversial, depending on who you're rooting for and who you actually saw. But from my point of view, that turn one incident was just all wrath, and I personally don't know what he was thinking there. And then I'm being told that I took him out at the second chicane, which is hilarious to me because if I was gonna stay there, I would have got put on that curb and I would have been at Narnia instead of Monza. So
yeah, those curbs definitely would have bit.
So I'm gonna have to leave it to the stewards, but in my opinion, the finishing order should be Roscoe for the win because that was a brilliant drive from him. Unfortunate for that 10-second time penalty, that was not his fault. Then me in second because that 3-second it was caused by Wrath, and yeah, I don't know who came third, so.
It was definitely
We'll
a
just have to wait and see.
controversial race, nonetheless, to say, especially from our standpoint. as I was on board with Gerbil. I don't know who Minko was on board with at the last lap.
Roscoe, mainly.
But yeah, it was definitely controversial, to say the least. So yeah, best leave it to the stewards, and we'll see what happens from there. Obviously, Russia next week. High hopes, or just gonna see what happens next week.
Pretty low hopes, but I'll try to get my practice in. Nothing else really to say because it's a pretty shit track.
Nonetheless, keep your head up, and we'll see you next week at Russia.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, and nonetheless, congratulations to another podium. It was definitely, before the safety car, it was definitely a two-horse race between you and Botch Gerbil, but nonetheless, still a podium for you. So well done. But now we're going to move on to who finished P1, at least due to penalties. We'll get all that sorted. But we come over to Botch Gerbil, and well, I am just at a loss right now. But you managed to get pole by 1 millisecond, as said by Heatwave. And well, before the second safety car, you were on a mission, needless to say. You led the race before the first safety car, then you were making a charge. And before the second one, you were leading majority of it. And then those last 2 laps, what was going on through your head when everything was going on?
Yeah, I felt pretty confident about the race pace. Heatwave was pushing me pretty hard there, and I had to use all my pace, but it was looking like he was going to get me on the end. He had the DRS and was just waiting for the last lap, I was pretty sure. So that last minute safety car kind of helped me out, but at the same time, I don't really know what Wraith was thinking. I braked, I had no more room on the track on the left side, and he just turned into me while we're braking. So I'm just glad I didn't get wing damages and was able to recover some positions. Didn't really expect to finish P1 on the last lap there. Was just hoping for a podium. So however the penalties go out, I won't be disappointed if I end up P3 or lower.
We'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. But nonetheless, you're definitely showing some great pace. And next week, we go on to the Sochi Autodrome of Russia. How are your thoughts going into that race? How do you feel on that track?
Yeah, I have pretty good pace there. That track's really just all about pace. Not a lot of tire wear there, so strategy's pretty simple. Unless there was a safety car, which seems pretty common now in league racing. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Maybe we'll definitely have to wait and see indeed, but we're also going to have to wait and see what goes on within the stewards, but that is going to be a long time coming. But that is going to be everything for Tier 2 tonight, but be sure to tune in around, if I am not mistaken, just under 40 minutes time for the Italian Grand Prix for Tier 1. We'll see how I don't know how many drivers, but we'll have to see how they will manage that in the Italian Grand Prix. But for Redeemer and I, that is going to be, well, I mean, for me, that was going to be everything. I don't know about Redeemer. But we'll just have to wait and see